Hi everyone, and welcome to the December ParaCozy Book Club choices. So the theme for this month is goddesses. Now, to be fair, when I picked this topic back in April, I thought there would be a ton of goddess cozy mysteries available to choose from. I had found two. I don't know if you know this, but I always pick out the books like as soon as I pick out the category. And then I just figure the person I'm co-hosting with will find some out there. Well, I'm running ParaCozy Book Club by myself now, but there are no other books for anybody anywhere to find. I asked everybody. So I have for you instead, I have two ParaCozies. And I also have two Christmas ParaCozies because, it's December and maybe you want to read a Christmas story because I could not find any other goddess cozy mysteries. So those are the choices for this month. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa, author of the Frosted Misfortunes Cozy Mystery Series, starring my own little kitty cat, Lucky. On this channel, we talk all about mysteries, whether those are books, TV shows, or movies. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Tuesday or extra videos like today because it is ParaCozy Book Club choice. Now remember, because of the Christmas holiday, everything is smushed and pushed up sooner. So you have, in theory, I guess, less time to read. It's because we've don't want to run into the holidays because we know everyone's traveling, but also we moved up November. So in theory, it still is kind of almost a month. So just keep that in mind. I will put all the dates and the links to everything below, but you can also find that on our Patreon page, which is 100% free to join. I know it looks like you have to pay, but you don't. We do have paid tiers if you want to, but otherwise you can 100% just be a free member. All of the book club posts are totally public, which means you don't need to have an ID. You do need an ID to sign into Patreon to vote, but that's just more of a cheating thing to make sure 500, so the same person doesn't put in 500 votes for one book. It's just so that each vote is registered to an email, which is the same thing that Facebook had. So anyways, I hope that helps clarify, but let's get into today's choices. So the first one is actually by my friend April. So full disclosure, it is Rise Like a Goddess by April Canavan. And this is first in the Surprise Goddess Cozy Mysteries. There are 10 books out in this series. I've actually already read this. I thought it was super cute. This story is about a woman who is fired from her job on her 25th birthday, but luckily someone comes knocking on her door to tell her that he has all of the answers to the secrets that she's been wondering about because she doesn't know who her real parents are, who may or may not be gods. So that is this book. The next book is Wrong Side of 40, a paranormal women's fiction novel by Jana Deleon, who has a very famous series that she obviously is very active in writing. Now, this book came out of February of 2020, and it says book one in the Marina at Midlife series, but no other books have been made, even though this book did really well. I know she's just not interested in it anymore, or it's on the back burner for next year. I mean, to be fair, right after she published this book, COVID happened, so who knows what happened to her book publishing schedule. However, just keep that in mind in case you're I really want to find a book that has a ton of more books to read. That's definitely April's series, but this was still a really fun book. I actually already read this and reviewed this for PWF, that PWF series. So if you're not familiar with that, PWF, I will leave a link to it, but it's basically a character who's 40 or above and going through menopause and a midlife crisis. So that is the case with our character in this book. Her husband is cheating on her with one of her daughter's friends, so someone really young, but don't worry, her daughter's in college, so it's over 18. And then she decides that, I guess they mutually decide that they want a divorce, and some random person comes to her and tells her she's actually descended from a goddess, and it is up to her to find this lost object. So this isn't a murder per se, this is more of a object finding kind of mystery. So that is the second book that is a goddess book. And now we're moving on to our Christmas books. So these are Christmas ParaCozies. They have absolutely nothing to do with goddesses because I couldn't find any other goddess paranormal cozy mysteries out there. So the first one is Christmas Corpse by Mona Marple, and this is first in the Christmas Cozy Mysteries. So Holly ends up getting in a car accident, but Mrs. Claus finds her and brings her to a medical facility to help her. But when she's at the medical facility, the receptionist ends up dead and Mrs. Claus is to blame. So to help her wonderful Good Samaritan, Mrs. Claus. She decides to help clear her name. And of course, Mrs. Claus has some hot, hunky son that she is also trying to get with. The next one is Sleigh Spells by Bella Falls, and this is number 1 in the Winter Witches of Holiday Haven. It is a Christmas paranormal cozy mystery. So basically we have a criminal, Aurora, and in exchange for not serving full-time, she has to instead do kind of like, I guess, paranormal community service, working in the North Pole for Santa, but then Santa's sleigh goes missing, and of course she's the prime suspect because she's a criminal. So she has to find out who stole Santa's sleigh so she doesn't end up going to jail for real. That's a wrap for the 2 books that did fit the theme for the month, which is Goddess, and then also 2 books that are Christmas ParaCozies in case that wasn't enough choices, because I like to give you more than 2. So you can pick if you want this to be a Christmas ParaCozy book club month or you want to stick with the original theme of goddesses. So make sure to head over to our Patreon page. I will leave the links to those below, and I will see you next week for book club. Bye.